Hello and welcome. This is Silas Sumnus here with SS Multimedia. Today we're going to be talking about patterns and graphing. Okay, so let's go over our objective. So objective is understanding how to use graphing to understand data and find patterns within the data. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so we have these words, we all know what understanding is, right? And then graphing is basically if you have two number lines here, right? Let me get one big. Right, this will not be the best graphing, but basically you have 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you place a point here, that would be 1, 1 in the coordinates. So it's basically you're graphing points in your data, okay? And the reason you do this is to help understand the data. Okay, and data is information. And then we all know what patterns is, or I'm assuming, right? So patterns could be if you get $5 every hour, you get plus 5. So if you have a chart here, 1, 5, 2, 10, right? You know the pattern is plus 5 here and plus 1 here, right? Or we have square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. You know that is a pattern. So that's a pattern, and we all know what data is. So there really wasn't much to explain. So let's go ahead and get started. So today's lesson is going to be an example and an example only. So we have this one graphing table here, right? And here's our problem. We have, as his allowance, Bill gets $5 a week. Create a data table using this information, okay? So I have this data table right here. We're going to start off here. Okay, so the first thing you might notice when you look at this page, okay, why are there boxes, right? Did he make a mistake? Is there a reason for there to be little boxes like that? There is. Okay, why? Because it helps you when graphing, right? Because if I were to, as you can see here, if I have a graph, right? And if I try to pinpoint exactly where those lines be, it'll be hard. It won't be exact. If I go here, I can pinpoint exactly where these two lines meet to create a point there. So it's good to have boxes. Of course, you don't need it, but that's why people, when they're not using digital, they use graph paper to help you make these plots. So this is the digital version of graph paper that we're going to be using. So go ahead and get started. So we have our plot here, and you know that he gets $5 a week. So this represents $1 a week. And what this is along the x-axis. Okay, and this is along the y-axis. Okay? So I'm going to circle this one in red and this one in blue. Okay, that's important information. When writing down coordinates, so if we put a random point down, okay, I just put down a point there. I don't even know if that's going to be right, but yeah, I don't think that's right. But basically, if I just put down a random point, what are the exact coordinates of these point, right? So what you would do, you would put down the x-axis location first. So you have the point here, right? I'm going to make that a little big. You draw a line along this line. That's why it's going to have boxes. And you would see, okay, it goes to the 6, right? So you're going to write down 6, okay? And you're going to draw a line here. Draw a line there. Okay, now you have 20. So 620 is what you would write down, right? So let me erase all that because there was no need for that. But I just want to show you how the graphing system works. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we know that every week he gets $5, right? So we're going to place a point. So this is 1 week, right? In his first week, he got $5. So let's go up. So we know 1 week, and now we found 1 week. We're going to go up until we see 5, which would be $5. Okay, so that's the first one, $5. We're going to place a point there, okay? And that would represent his earnings for the first week. Okay, now say we want to go further than that. We don't want to do 1 week. We want to do 2 weeks. Okay, I see 2. Okay, he got 5 more. Okay, and since this is arranged in 5s, whatever the next number is plus 5. If this was arranged in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stuff like that, then you would have to do 5 plus 5 equals 10. But this is arranged in 5, so all the math is done for you there. You just got to find the next numbers. You have 2, next number. So this means that in 2 weeks he got 10. And this is where the patterns part comes in. You notice that, okay, every next box you place a point. So you're going to continue the pattern. All of a sudden, this graphing becomes easy. Okay, but now say I suddenly want to name one of these. Okay, what does this point represent? Okay, what does it represent? Okay, what that represents, okay, this is just like a quick pop quiz, I suppose you could say. What this represents is, it represents that in 3 weeks, Bill got $15, right? And that might have been a little harder to see in the data table. So as you can see, and then we now have simple data. $15, and he got that in 3 weeks. So there you go. That's why you do that, okay? And in fact, I'm going to leave that information there. Might as well help. And now we're going to continue this pattern, right? And you always have to be prepared that if somebody asks you, okay, what does this point represent? You can always answer that question in a format like this, okay? And you're just going to keep going until you notice that there's nothing left. So now that we're done with our plot here, now this is not what the question asked. It asked for a data table, right? So it's a bad square, but let's go with that. And that table is here. So now using this information, we fill in the table, okay? And of course, using patterns as well. Okay, so we see that in this point represents that in the first week he got $5. So first week he got $5, $5. Okay, second week he got $10, right? 10, and you can continue this for everything. Okay, so he's 3, he got $15, right? So this is a very, very easy way to organize your data. That's why I like these plots. I hope you organize your data very quickly and very easily, right? And once you're a little way in, you know that, okay, for 20. Now, this is where the patterns part comes in. Are you noticing a pattern here? I see 5, 10, 15, 20. All you're doing is skip counting by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. So, you know that, okay, we can skip count. So 25, 30, 35. And to check your theory, you can go here. So I see as 6, I put $30. Let's check. Okay, $6, right? Now 6 weeks. Okay. And there is our point. Okay. If you go there, okay, $30. So it looks like our pattern was correct. So now, even without graphing, so if you see 8, 9, 10, we didn't graph that here. We have it down here, but there's nothing up here, right? Nothing there, but using our patterns, we know that, okay, we can fill this in as 40, right? 45, and 50. Of course, not always will this pattern be there. You might actually have to extend your table, but in this case, it worked out. Okay. And I'm going to erase all that work around there, okay, because I'm going to show you something. So let me erase all that. There might be little spots here and there. I don't care about that. There you go. That's good enough. Okay, that's all the space I need. Okay. Now, when you're here, right, and you notice a pattern, what you do, okay, this will help you understand. You go to where you started. Right, so let me go back there. Actually, I zoomed out, right? You find where you started. Keep zooming out. Okay. So here, I'm gonna place a point there, like one big one. I'm gonna draw a line that connects everything. Okay? You wanna make it as straight as possible. So as you all know, I struggle with making straight lines. But honestly, that's not bad. Okay? So what this shows is that this pattern of points will continue onwards. So in this line will continue on forever, showing that it will always be there. So let me erase that because it actually goes into our question. But yeah, so that is basically it, right? So that is our plot table. Whoopsies. Give me a second. There you go. Right here, this is our plot table. It's a weird box. And then this is our actual data table, right? And using our plot table, we were able to easily organize this data table and get our final ending. So if anybody asks you how much money did he make in 8 weeks, have that answer right here. I hope you learned something in this video and that you, after watching this, you come out a little smarter. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. See you in the next one.